Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spectacular tea people. We've got Instagram and YouTube and Facebook all going live, I think, at this exact moment. Today, we're doing number 21, black tea, which is the strange black tea, which is the tea that is, what's the best way to describe this one? This tea is, it's not Taiwanese. That's the best way to describe it. And what is the genetics of the number 21 black tea? The genetics, of course, is from the Asamaka cultivar. And I'm not exactly sure which Asamaka cultivar. They've got number 8, which is most common in Taiwan, and then got number 9. Basically, the Asamaka cultivars in Taiwan are the Lipton cultivar. It's basically the flavor of what that is. Then the other side of it, I probably should have figured out which was the mother and which was the father of this particular cultivar. I didn't do that. I probably should have done that before I started. Anyways, the point is I know where they're from. The other one is the Chimen cultivar from China. And what you get is this tea that is very, very strong, very hard to brew, very hard to grow, and a tea that we don't get on the site very often. And there's a couple of reasons why we don't get it on the site very often, but we'll get into that in a second. Now, I am on an empty stomach right now still, so I'm well, what do you mean still? I'm on an empty stomach. So I am not going to, I don't have boiling water on this, which I probably should have, but we're going to go through this and we're going to try and get this tea to get out all the flavors that it's supposed to have. It's supposed to have this really, 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 really strong, beautiful cherry flavor. And it's supposed to have like like a Samaka sort of black tea malt flowing through it. But it's supposed to have all of those things. And as you can see, I'm doing it 2 ways. I usually do it 2 ways when I'm trying to bring out the best of a tea, when I'm trying to do trying to get the most out of the tea. I'm doing 2, right? So 2. Now, where did I get this tea? I got this tea at the tea show. Now, one of my goals for the tea show this year was to actually get this tea. And I tried a bunch of different places. My usual go-to guy, I was there with my wife this year, and I walked up and I'm like, dude, where's my number 21? And he was like, I got nothing for you. And we'll talk about why that is and what is up with number 21, the number 21 cultivar, and all of those things. But it was really, really tough finding it. And so I only was able to get this. Now, this is going into the subscription box. The subscription box was sent out to everybody. And the subscription was sent out to everybody on Monday, I guess it was. And slowly it's being sent out as gifts to our friends in the United States. So many birthdays. And so I'm happy to send those out. Also, if you're in the United States and would like a birthday gift, then get in touch. The birthday gifts tend to arrive safe and sound and fast. So apparently the birthday gifts are arriving within like a week. Again, so happy to support my friends in the United States who have birthdays, that have had birthdays the last little while, multiple birthdays at the same time sometimes, multiple birthdays in the same month. And so what I did going to the tea show was trying to get this tea, because this tea is supply and demand constrained. What does that mean? The supply for the supply for this tea is really, really dependent on the weather, and the demand for this tea is basically infinite. Everybody wants this tea. Number 21 black is like, I want to try it. I want to try it. I want this tea. I want to try this tea. Give me this tea. I heard it's really good. And it really is kind of good. It's a really interesting tea. It's a fascinating tea. And when done right, it's, well, I can smell it right now. It has this fascinating mix between the Asamoka cultivar, the real strength of, like Lipton tea, like there's that strength to it. But floating around on the top of it, it's got all these really interesting flavors, like cherries, and there's some spice in there. And what this tea is basically the best way to think about this tea. If you're watching this, you probably had Ruby 18. It's an echo of Ruby 18. So Ruby 18 was a wild, amazing success, right? Ruby 18 became the quintessential, you have to try this black tea type of black tea. Just an amazing tea to try. And so that's what happened with the Ruby 18. And this is the echo of that. It's the same type of tea. It's the same sort of strength. It's the same type of unique flavor characteristics, but slightly different. And so with the wild success of Ruby 18, they came up with this cultivar that I'm drinking right now, which is, of course, the number 21 cultivar. And I forget what they called it, something une. Anyways, whatever. If anybody's interested, you can look it up. It's kind of a dumb name, if I remember correctly. Like Hong Yun, but I think that's number 22. Anyways, they did all these names that were very, very similar for a while at the TRES, right, which is the Tea Research and Extension Station in Taiwan, which comes up with all of these, sort of standardizes all of the different teas, the different numbers, and puts them out into the world. It arrived. Awesome. All right. I'm very, very happy it arrived. So, happy birthday to you, my friend. Happy birthday. And if you need any more birthday presents, I know you might have another birthday coming up soon. Then just let me know. Whole household of birthdays, right? Birthdays for the cats, birthdays for everybody. Just let me know, and we'll figure it out. But I'm very happy that it came. And I actually forgot. I remember you wanted to get the Coastal Mountain, and after I sent it out, I was like, "Damn, I forgot to put that sample in." Anyways, whatever. I'm very happy it came. This first steep of this tea is extraordinarily pleasant. Now, when I sent it out with the subscription box, I put in lots of warnings on this tea. I was like, brew it softly, brew it softly, brew it softly, because it's a pretty harsh tea. Now, you see with the first steep here, I did, obviously the water's off the boil, and I did basically a flash steep. And with this one, I'm going to sort of do a flash steep as well. Now, the first steep had the scents and the smells of everything that I wanted to do. Again, this is the paint thinner version of this tea that I'm making right now. And this really it's a really fun tea. And I wish that I could get this tea consistently. But let's talk about the difficulties of growing this tea. The largest difficulty for growing this tea is that the two cultivars that make up this tea are not Taiwanese. But it is a very, very fun tea to smell, right? So you got Asamoka from India, and then you've also got the Asamoka from India, and then you've got the Chimun cultivar from China. And the spice. So if you think about sort of the Ruby 18 cultivar with its mintiness, this has still got, they're trying to go for sort of a little bit of a mintiness. I think the mintiness is inherent almost in what they're trying to do there with the Asamoka cultivar. When they do the Asamoka cultivar and they throw it in the various different things, that mentholiness is kind of in there. And so what you get is those flavors on top. Now, I didn't buy a bunch of this tea. One, is kind of overpriced. Like I was saying before, the supply-demand aspect of this is kind of brutal. It really is. It's kind of brutal. And so the second reason was you know, this version of it is not all that good. Now, why is this version of it not all that good? This version of it is not all that good for a couple different reasons. The biggest reason is it doesn't grow very, very well in Taiwan. It doesn't have, it's not part of this climate. It's not, the number 21 cultivar is just not part of this climate. And so what that means is to get a really, really, really good version of this tea, everybody's waiting for it. It takes a long time to do. And sometimes you just don't get it. Sometimes you just don't get it. And that's, you know, that's disappointing, right? It's disappointing when you don't really get it, when you don't really get that cultivar, when it doesn't happen because you've had a really good version of it. And then the other time you get it, that's nothing like it's from the same person, from the same garden. It tastes nothing like it did before. And that also means that when you do have a good pick, when there is a good season, when it works out for them, guess what happens? That tea is gone. That tea is gone. That tea goes to the people that have been waiting the longest, the sort of the older customers, the people that have had it before, the people that buy it regularly, even when it's not that good. And I'm not that person, right? I'm not that person who buys it, unfortunately. And so it just, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? You got this situation where there's this tea that, when done really, really well, has a high demand and a high price. But most of the time, it's kind of mama hu in Chinese, you know, like putong, like it's just nothing special. And this, I'm happy to send it out. I bought a little bit of it. It was just at the level where I could buy it and send it out in the subscription box and have people enjoy it. But it wasn't at the level to actually make it worthwhile. Now you can see here, this is sort of the color of this tea, which is like red, but not all that red. It's sort of got that, from my perspective, which I'm not claiming at all is the right perspective, just from my perspective. Teas that have sort of this dullish red are usually from China, right? Taiwanese teas tend to have a brighter red. Taiwanese teas tend to have a brighter, richer red. Whereas this, you can see it has this dullish red to it, this dullish color that is not, this is not what you get from a Taiwanese tea. And so when I see something like this, I'm always like, what the hell? Why is, and so this is, but you know, it's still a nice tea. It's still good. But for me, that denotes sort of Chinese. And from the genetics, it is. Now, what's happening here with the third steep, you see I brewed it stronger. Astringency is popping out, like a lot of astringency. And not a lot of astringency if you're used to Yangsheng or the various different types. There's 100 different teas out there that will have that real strong astringency. But for, generally speaking, for Taiwanese teas, you're not getting this astringency at all, like ever. It just doesn't happen. And so I'm tasting that astringency right now. And it's really just, yeah, it's just not the best. Now, the cherry flavors, the spice flavors, all the various flavors of this tea are popped out off the top and they're floating around. But like I said, I just threw it in the subscription box. I didn't buy a lot of it. I threw it in the subscription box because it was a good enough example of the number 20 cultivar. And I know people ask for it all the time. But one of my real goals this year at the Tea Expo was to find a really good number 21 oolong, and I just couldn't find it. It's disappointing. It is absolutely disappointing. And, you know, what are you going to do? Like I said, it's just not meant to sort of grow here. And it just got too, the springtime was okay, but then it got wet. And now it's kind of wet again. Let's see, what else is going on? What do we got? What can we talk about? Oh, yeah, next weekend, in the sense of like 3 or 4 days from now, is the tea show up in Taipei. So I'm really looking forward to going to the tea show up in Taipei again. I'll probably go on Sunday and Monday. Is probably when I'll go up to the tea show up in Taipei. And so that's going to be fun. And that's the tea, coffee, and wine show. Hey, how's it going? Has your gift arrived? Lots of people's gifts have arrived, and that's a really nice show. All right, it's like I enjoy going to it. It's not as intense as the other shows. A lot more sort of flashy and things like that. It's not quite as intense as the Nantou show, but I enjoy going to it. I see my friends, and there's like the Nantou tea show is very cliquey, for lack of a better way of describing it. The Nantou tea show is just people from that area, whereas people from Taipei or other parts of the island don't go to that show. And so, like, I ask people, like, why don't you go to the Nantou tea show? And they're like, I don't go to that. They're not invited. Not yet. Okay. Well, lots of people. It's come in for lots of people, and so I hope it comes in for you shortly. Apparently, it's quite fast. What I'm hoping now is that some people have told me that when I did the first sort of experiments at the start, like sort of early October, some of them they're getting the word that it's been canceled, whatever the hell that means. Just highway robbery. And so that has happened. And but recently, I think people are realizing that this BS is going away soon. Knock on wood. Let's hope that it's going away soon. My guess is it's going to be going away soon. It might stretch out until the new year, but I highly, highly doubt it. But anyways, hopefully it's going. My guess is it's going away soon, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, 2-3 weeks, something like that. And so the stuff sent out recently has been going through fine, like super fine, like gets there in a week, fine. But at the start, I think the respect my authority type of people got their hands on it. Anyways, looking forward to the tea show this weekend, and I might be able to find a number 21. Right, I might be able to find a 21 there. We'll see if in the last couple of weeks people have been able to harvest. The sort of the dryness of September, maybe they got a pick out of the number 21. I highly doubt it at this point. But here we go. So this has been sitting here for 18 minutes. I am not particularly looking forward to drinking this, but we'll be able to see all the power of the number 21 cultivar in this one. And that's a lot of power. That is a lot of power. And like I said, I sent this out with a subscription box this month. And I put a big warning in there and I said, watch out. Watch out. Do not brew this strong. So do not brew this strong because it's undrinkable. It's just undrinkable. If you brew it softly, if you brew with a nice hand, with a nice, soft, gentle hand, it's actually pretty good. Right? It works out pretty well. But like this is just undrinkable at this point. This is just, you just can't do it. And the guy I bought it from, so I sampled all the 21s that I could find, and the people who, most of them were just watery. They just didn't work out. But this guy said to me, be careful. This one's really strong, and it is. It's really, 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 really strong. It's too strong, but people ask for number 21 cultivar. I can't find it anywhere, a good one. And so here we go. We got it. Now, what else is going on? 4 things that are going on. Yeah. Wintertime teas. I'm going to try and get some wintertime teas at the show this week as well. And what I'm really excited about and really happy about is I got they're not tea cakes. Technically, they're tea balls, but they are high quality. They're beautiful. They're not too expensive. They're expensive, but they're not too expensive. And they're going to be packaged up just absolutely beautiful. There's a calligraphy guy who's going to write them. But the wild hybrid tea balls are going to be back, and I'm getting. I'm not getting too many. I'm going to get 30 of them, and they will be. I think what I'm going to do is when I get the brick and mortar place up and running, they'll sort of be an in-shop only type of tea. I think that's what's going to happen with them. They're going to be sort of an in-shop only type of tea, and they are going to be. They're going to have like Mountain Stream teas on them, and there's a calligraphy guy who's going to write some stuff on the actual tea cakes, and I'm hoping that they'll be sort of filling the void left by the tea cakes from down in the Oakway. Although I should go back down to the Oakway and see what I can find down there. Again, I'm hoping that I can find something down there someday, if I get time to be able to go down back to the Oakway and see if I can find some of that tea. But I'm quite happy that I'll be able to get these teas. It's going to be fun, and it's a beautiful box. I think I had it on a live stream like a couple weeks ago, but it's a beautiful box, and you pull it, and the tea ball's in there, and it's got like all the calligraphy on it. It's going to be really, really, really beautiful. And so we're getting, I guess, only 30 of them are going to be coming in. So they will be. They're not going to be cheap, but they'll be really fun. And so, but they're not too expensive. But I think I'll probably put some up for sale, but most of them will be sort of an in-store type of deal where I'll have them displayed in the shop if we ever get the shop up and running, which, I hope we can soon. I do hope we can soon. All right, I think that's it for now. Any questions about anything? I'm going to go. I've got to go and do some packing, and then we'll head off, start getting ready to go to the tea show this weekend. Hopefully get some nice wintertime teas. So any questions about anything? I think that was everything that was about to be covered. Now, this tea is super strong, relatively, clean, and it is, like I've got an empty stomach right now. I've been drinking this for a while. It's okay. It's okay. Good night. Sleep well, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Comes to you, just in time for your birthday. But yeah, I think that's it for now. So wherever you are in the world, I certainly hope you have an amazing morning, night, evening, afternoon, and all of that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.